Welcome. This is a place for stories that remind us there's still kindness in the world. Stay with us until the end. Maybe this story will change your day. Every Thursday at 6 p.m., the same order came into Luca's tiny restaurant. One plate of creamy mushroom risotto, no garnish. A cup of peppermint tea, no sugar. And a single note scribbled in delicate handwriting. "Thank you, Luca. You make it just like he did." The delivery address never changed. It was 3 blocks away, to a small apartment on the corner of Pine and Willow. An older woman named Mrs. Alden always accepted it, wrapped in a cozy cardigan, her white hair pulled into a neat bun. She never spoke more than a, "Thank you, dear," but she always smiled like she meant it. Luca didn't know much about her. She never came into the restaurant. She never changed her order. But each Thursday, when her name popped up on the tablet, he gave that risotto a little more care. He used the best mushrooms, stirred with extra attention, and always plated it himself. He used to wonder who the he in her note was. A husband, a son, maybe a late chef from her past. It became a quiet mystery in Luca's routine, one he looked forward to solving one day. But that Thursday, the order didn't come. At first he thought it was a mistake. Maybe she forgot, maybe her tablet had died, but when Friday came and still no order, something tugged at him. By Monday, he couldn't sit still. He pulled off his apron early, packed a container of mushroom risotto, and walked down to the corner of Pine and Willow. He knocked gently, no answer. The lights inside were off. A neighbor passed by and paused when she saw him. "You looking for Mrs. Alden?" "Yes," Luca replied. I'm the one who cooks her meals." The woman's face softened. "I'm sorry. She passed away last Friday, peacefully, in her sleep." Luca stood there, risotto in hand, suddenly unsure what to do with it. The neighbor hesitated. "She left a box for you, said to give it to the young man who made the risotto." That night, Luca sat alone in his small apartment with the box in front of him. Inside were 2 things, a faded photograph and a letter. In the photo, a young Mrs. Alden stood beside a man in a chef's coat. They were laughing in a sunlit kitchen, a steaming pot of risotto between them. The letter was handwritten, neat, gentle. "Dear Luca, if you're reading this, it means I've gone. But I wanted to say thank you. Each Thursday, you brought back a piece of someone I loved deeply. The man in the photo is my husband, Henry. He was a chef too, long before you. Mushroom risotto was his favorite to cook, and mine to eat. After he passed, I couldn't bring myself to eat it again, until I tasted yours. It was like he was with me again, every week. Your cooking brought warmth back into my home. I never told you this, but it meant more than I can say. I watched your little restaurant grow from my window. You have a gift, Luca, not just for cooking, but for making people feel seen. Never stop doing that. Feed people not just their stomachs, but their memories, their hearts. With love and gratitude, Margaret Alden." The letter stayed on Luca's fridge from that day forward. Something shifted in him after that. His cooking changed, not in technique, but in purpose. He began adding a handwritten note to every takeout bag. Nothing fancy, just a kind word or a wish for a good day. People noticed. They started coming not just for the food, but for the feeling. A local journalist picked up the story of the restaurant that writes letters, and soon Luca's tiny eatery was full every evening. Not with critics or foodies, but with people craving a bit of warmth. Years later, Luca opened a second location. He named it Margaret's. On the wall, framed near the door, hung a photo of a smiling couple over a steaming pot of risotto. And every Thursday, he still made 1 extra plate of mushroom risotto, just in case.